Hello everyone, and welcome to another beauty sponge smackdown! Boo 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 boo! I don't have a theme song for this, so that was called a bit of improv. I haven't done one of these since I moved into this apartment, so it's definitely been at least 6 months now. But you know, 'tis the time. I got some sponges. Let's put them to the test! EcoTools recently came out with blending sponges, which is awesome. They come in a 2-pack. It says that it gives 50% better application than the leading prestige sponge. I'm assuming they're talking about the Beauty Blender. It comes with 2 in a pack, so the big dark green one is supposed to be a bit softer, and then the smaller green one is supposed to be a bit more firm, so it's supposed to be for concealer, and then the one on the bottom is supposed to be for all over foundation application. These are, you know, cruelty-free, and they are also made out of 70% plant materials, which is really cool, you know, and it makes sense with EcoTools and everything. And then another thing to note is that the EcoTools says that it is best with liquid and cream makeup, but the Beauty Blender does say that, you know, it's good for anything. So creams, powders, liquids, all of that. So there is that difference as well. Both of these are also latex free. So if you are sensitive to or allergic to latex, no worries. They got you covered in the sense that it's not included at all. This set of 2 retails for about $9.99, so just under $10. And then the Beauty Blender, the very, very famous sponge here in the beauty community. You can see it's a Best of Allure winner type, I don't know, that's like an award, isn't it? Yes. 2013 award winner. Basically, this was the sponge that started it all, and I feel like the people that are fans of the Beauty Blender are fans of the Beauty Blender. I personally, I mean, it does work very well. I just find that my Real Techniques sponge works just as well, so I've never really felt the need to go out and buy beauty blenders. Now, one of you actually sent this to me. It was so sweet of you, Crystal. Thank you so much for sending this my way. I'm very sorry it has taken me this long to get to using it. I just, you know, I don't like to have a bunch of sponges started at once. You know, I like to use my sponge and use it until it dies because they can grow like mold and stuff, and they just get old and tattered. So 'tis the time. My sponges are in need of being thrown out, and so I'm excited to get these guys going and put them to the test. So I'm just going to be doing a half face with each one of these sponges, you know, same foundation and everything, so that we can just see if these end up blending just as well as this, or 50% better as they claim. Oh, cool! On the inside of this, it includes a $1 off coupon for my next EcoTools purchase. That's cool! And it doesn't expire until the very end of 2018. That's awesome. I will definitely go buy me an EcoTools brush, or heck, I mean, if these end up working well, I'll go buy myself some more EcoTools sponges. Ah, there's just something about fresh sponges. So here you can see the shape of these. It's got the cut wedges on each side, one being a bit longer than the other, and then it's got the bouncy round end at the bottom. And then we have the Beauty Blender. Comparatively, the Beauty Blender is definitely a bit smaller than the EcoTools, and it is a lot squishier. I mean, these are obviously, at least I think it's obvious, not wet. You can see the firmness of the Beauty Blender, or the firmness of the EcoTools. I'm having to use a lot more strength to squish down the EcoTools. Beauty Blender is a bit more comparable in size to the smaller one, but you can see this one is definitely firmer, just like it said, so it'll be good for concealers and whatnot. They honestly feel very similar. I feel like the EcoTools feels a little bit heavier almost, or more dense, which makes sense since it is a bit more firmer feeling when you squish it. And the Beauty Blender, I do have to give it credit. I would say it's like 15% softer. You know, the EcoTools is very soft, don't get me wrong. It's just the Beauty Blender has a certain softness to it, almost like a silicone type of a feeling, you know? But they both feel good, honestly. So let's go ahead and go and get these wet so I can use them. Alright, so we've got our wet sponges here. Pretty sure you could tell they have expanded in size as blenders, sponges do. The Beauty Blender is still a little bit smaller than the EcoTools, but not by much. And they're both very bouncy, but The EcoTools is definitely firmer. Like the Beauty Blender, you can squish all the way down and you can like feel a bounce back with it. But with the EcoTools, it's like a spring rather than a bounce. Yeah? Do you feel me? Like this is more of a memory foam and this is more of a normal mattress. Is that okay? So the foundation that I'm using at the moment is the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I've got a whole review on this if you want to go and watch it. I'll have a card up in the corner and then I'll also have links down below. But it's a good foundation, you know, BB cream. I feel like Korean BB creams are much more of like Western foundations with tons of added benefits, you know? Okay, so I suppose I can get you guys a little bit closer for this. Just gonna put this on like normal, just dots over the whole face. And then we blend. So I'm gonna use the big fat side to blend this side out. I mean, as per usual, it does shear out the foundation going on just because, you know, it's wet and all that good stuff. And then the Beauty Blender, I'm just gonna go ahead and bounce away. So I think initially you can definitely see that there is a difference in the way that those applied, but granted I was using different motions. You know, I was doing the swiping like this one said to do, at least in their little informative tutorial video, and the Beauty Blender I just bounced as you do, and you can see it looks like the EcoTools absorbed a lot more of the foundation, and the Beauty Blender, I mean, it still absorbed some, but not as badly, and you can just tell that it's got a fuller coverage on the Beauty Blender side. But then on the EcoTools side, you know, a lot of spots and stuff are still peeking through. But I'm gonna go ahead and pretend like this is a good thing to do. And I'm going to put more BB cream on the EcoTools side, and we will just bounce this one out. Just for good measure, I'm just gonna build up on this side a little bit more with the Beauty Blender. And there you have it. I mean, I think both sides look pretty darn comparable, don't you? It looks like the Beauty Blender does give a bit more coverage. This dark circle looks much darker than this one, but other than that, I mean, I don't think anyone would be able to, you know, really notice that I used two different sponges. And then just for funsies, I'm gonna go ahead and just put on some concealer under my eyes to hopefully even that out. Because, you know, this is what 4.5 hours of sleep looks like. Heyo. Let's see how this guy does. I don't know, should I don't know, you guys. Okay, we'll go like that. Yeah, there we go. So this one definitely is a bit stiffer feeling for sure, but not like, you know, uncomfortably so. It doesn't feel like I'm using a rock or something. That would be terribly unpleasant. Can you imagine? Introducing the Rock Blender. Super eco-friendly. Just go in your backyard, pick up a rock, and you can put on your foundation like a pro. And then with the Beauty Blender, you know, you're supposed to just use the tip of it so that you can get into the corner of your eye. And ta-da! That is what the concealer looks like with both of them. I don't know, you guys. I feel like the Beauty Blender, it looks a little bit smoother, right? You'll have to tell me, but I do just think this one looks more airbrushed. And there you go from far away. So, I mean, like I said, I think when all's said and done, these are very comparable, but I think the Beauty Blender wins on this one, you guys. It's not that this is a bad one. This one worked just fine. It is a bit stiffer, and this one just feels more luxurious with the bounce back of it. Like, this one doesn't feel bad. It's just a stiffer feel. And I also just feel like the Beauty Blender was able to give a more airbrushed, fuller coverage. So yeah, I mean, this one is double the price, but I do think it worked better. But I mean, I feel like if you're on a budget or you just don't want to spend $20 on a blending sponge, this is gonna do you just fine, you know? Plus you get the other one for concealer. I think a lot of it is just gonna have to do with, are you a diehard Beauty Blender fan? What kind of a budget do you have? Do you care about names and labels and all that? And also, do you care about having that like luxury feeling when you can still have a good quality feeling, but do you want a luxury? You know? But as always, I just hope this review was helpful for you guys in seeing whether or not the EcoTools sponge is going to be something you're going to want to buy, or if you're just going to want to stick with your Beauty Blender. If it was, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content from me in the future. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!